Dave DeRushy for Massena. Wayne Humel will drop the puck. Wayne wearing his ECAC referee shirt tonight. Wayne's had a lot of experience, so has the other ref, Mel Tomilty. Off the draw, the puck to Quenneville at his own blue line, over to Hurlbut. Hurlbut now is intercepted by Hurley. Hurley shot, and DeRushy turns that aside. So Lake Placid with the first shot in the hockey game. The puck just about out to the blue line, picked up by Hurley. He's in the face-off circle. Shoots, save, the rebound right in front. Where's the puck? It's in the net! And Lake Placid goes up 1-0. Mike Hurley will get the goal on the rebound.
Well, Lake Placid goes on top. That only took 17 seconds to score. A little defensive lapse there for Massena. The defense was not clearing that puck at all well. And you don't make too many mistakes against Lake Placid. You make a mistake, and that's what happened. Lake Placid won. Massena no score.
Mike Hurley will get the goal, I believe. We'll wait on the assist, but it's 1-0 Blue Bombers off the face-off. The puck back to the blue line, and for Massena, Manley steers it ahead. The Eddie Underwood line out there. Underwood out there with Barnes and Hart for the Massena Red Raiders. Off the face-off, the puck back to the Massena blue line. Manley picks it up, headmans to Barnes. He takes it in the Lake Placid zone. Centering pass meant for Underwood. That's knocked down. Good defensive play made by Dale Hayes, who's out there with Mark Hudak. And now we have a whistle. And there's going to be our first penalty of the ball game. So that didn't take very long at all, and it's going to go against the Massena Red Raiders. It's going to be an elbowing call against Tom Siddon, so a rather inauspicious start for Massena in the hockey game. We haven't even played a minute, and already Massena's given up a goal, and they've taken a penalty.
Right, that goal they gave it to Hurley with an assist going to Reed.
Brock Reed picking up the assist, okay. So Massena down already, coming out on the power play. Looks like it's going to be, let's see here. Who's going to center it? John Martin will center. It'll be David Jutra on one wing and Paul Latourelle on the other wing. Playing the points will be Mark Hudak and Paul Strack. Putter Canarium will be one of the defensive players for Massena. Mike Quenneville out there, Tad Ward, and Mike Hurlbut. Now Hurlbut, the captain of the Massena squad, over talking to Wayne Humel. Not sure what that conversation entails, but now Hurlbut going back over to the bench to relay the information to Coach Stanley Moore. Face-off will be just outside the Lake Placid zone. Bombers leading Massena 1-0, and we haven't played a minute yet in the hockey game. Off the face-off, the puck just slides inside the zone. Poke check back out to center ice by Hudak. Now the puck slides back to the Massena blue line, picked up by Hurlbut, and he tried to fire it into the Lake Placid zone, but it went up in the Bomber bench, and so the face-off will be back into the Massena, just outside the Massena zone, just inside the Massena zone, right from where Hurlbut fired the puck. 14:05 left to go, first period, 1-0 Blue Bombers. Martin will take the draw against Canarium off the face-off. Martin has the puck. It's taken off his stick by Quenneville, and he fires it back down into the Blue Bomber zone. It's stopped there by goaltender Mike Dyer. He feeds it up along the boards. That was meant for Strack. Strack has to leave it for Martin. Martin comes out with the puck. His headman to Jutra. Dave Jutra with the puck now across the blue line, just headmans it, nobody there except for Tad Ward, and he dumps it back for Massena into the Placid zone. Now here comes Strack. Strack from center ice, just fires it in the corner, Jutra after it, and he's beaten to the puck, and out to center ice it goes off the stick of Mike Hurlbut. Now picking it up is John Martin again for Lake Placid. His headman passes Hurlbut, met Latourelle and just leveled him. The puck back in the Massena zone, and Ward couldn't get it out of there. It comes to Hurlbut, and he finds the hole and dumps it down the length of the ice. 13:15 remaining to play here. Period number 1, 1-0. Lake Placid leads Massena. Now Strack trying to get it out of his own zone. Peter Levine in for checking. He and Tayo in to try and kill it off. Tayo has the puck in the corner, right side of the goaltender Dyer in the Lake Placid zone. Now Levine back to Tayo. It goes to the point. Hurlbut. His shot goes wide. Actually, he's just trying to clear it in. Peter Levine after it. He and Lynn go together. Lynn out there playing defense. Hurley comes in to help out and ties Levine up. We'll have a face-off. And there's 5 seconds left in the penalty, so the Raiders have done a good job in killing this one off, but it's still 1-0 Lake Placid. Face-off will be in the Bomber zone to the left of goaltender Mike Dyer. 1-0. Lake Placid leads Massena here. We're early in the hockey game, this NAC Division I semifinal game. Todd Tayo will take the face-off against Mike Hurley. Hurley out there with Reed and Jutra, Gene Jutra. The puck comes back to Hudak, who's out there with Hayes. He feeds it over to Hayes. Hayes starts out, long left wing pass, comes ahead to Gene Jutra. Jutra's headman to Hurley. Hurley gets it in the zone, but a little bit ahead of the play was Brock Reed, and we'll have a face-off just outside the Massena zone. If I'm not mistaken, Reed was the player the last time these two teams met here at the arena that Craig Sidden stopped on a breakaway twice, wasn't it?
That's right, he sure did.
Off the face-off, here comes Todd Tile. The penalty is up. Massena back to full strength. Tile in the corner, left side of the goaltender. He's taken out of the play by Hudak. Hurley comes to back check and fires it around behind the net. It's Dale Hayes for the Bombers trying to get it out. It jumps over. Manley stick out to center ice. Picked up by Sidden. Tommy Sidden headmans it to Thomas. It jumps over his stick, goes back in the Placid zone, and Hudak has it in front of his own net. Ahead to Reed. Reed can't clear the zone. Hurley comes back for it. It's poke checked by Thomas. Goes back in the corner, right side of Dyer for Lake Placid. It's picked up by Hudak for the Bombers. Hudak back behind his own net from left to right. Hudak lifts the puck high in the air all the way to center ice. Manley tries to stop it. It jumps over his stick, and it's Sidden, and he poke checks it right back into the Lake Placid zone. And Hudak again for the Bombers starts out from left to right. Hudak now being forechecked. Hart's in there now as Massena changes lines. It'll be Eddie Underwood's line out for the Raiders. Bobby Hart with the puck in the corner. He and Hudak go together again. Hart comes up with the puck. Now he falls down, tries to poke it back to the point. Reed intercepts and gets it to center ice. Right there is Hurlbutt. The headman goes to Underwood. Underwood's pass is intercepted by Hudak. Underwood tries to follow up. It's back to center ice. And finally, Reed finds the handle, dumps it down the ice. That is going to be icing on Lake Placid and move the faceoff back into the Placid zone. We're down to 11:21 left. Period number one. 1-0 Blue Bombers.
Lake Placid looking for a line change there as Brock Reed picked up that puck between the red line and the blue line. Just fired it all the way down, getting an icing call, but Lake Placid able to change lines on that whistle.
The Martin line coming out. Eddie Underwood's line stays out. Now it's David Jutra with the puck now. Passes to Lynn behind the net. Lynn's headman goes to Johnny Martin. Martin has it poke checked away by Hart. It's back out to center ice. Now Martin follows up, takes it in the Massena zone, leaves it to an open wing, but right there is Mike Hurlbutt for the Raiders. Picks it up behind his own cage. Around the boards too hard. He has trouble with it. Strack steals it, but he can't do anything, and Massena clears the puck back out to center ice. Lynn there for it for Lake Placid. The headman of Martin. Martin gets leveled at the blue line, and picking up the puck is Timmy Barnes. Barnes across the blue line, one-on-one with Strack. Nice move, Barnes right in front, but the puck got away from him, and coming out of the net was Dyer to poke check it into the corner. Now behind the net, it's Underwood. He tries to pass it across. A sprawling Lynn blocks that pass. Now the puck around on the other side, right side of goaltender Dyer. Strack throws a check. Coming in to help out is Tad Ward. Ward looking to pass. He's in the faceoff circle. Fires it behind the net. Back there to pick it up is Brock Reed, and he's going to fire it up into the stands, and we'll have a faceoff.
Barnes did a good job going in there against Strack, putting a good move on him, but as the puck went through, goalie Mike Dyer came out, deflected the puck over into the corner. Really a good move by the goalie. Face-off now in the Lake Placid end. Lake Placid leads by a score of 1-0 on a goal by Hurley.
Putter Canarium's line out there. Canarium, John Ratty, and Tad Ward for the Massena Red Raiders. The Hurley line out there for Lake Placid. Hurley, Jutra, and Brock Reed. That's Gene Jutra. Brock Reed with a puck now behind his own net. Starts to move it out right side. Long headman pass is intercepted by Sidden. He feeds it back into the Lake Placid zone. Picking it up is Dale Hayes. Right back to the Massena blue line. Right there is Manley. Manley over to Sidden, his partner. The headman goes to Putter Canarium. Canarium in on the right wing side. Stops in the faceoff circle. Centering to Ratty. Can't get the shot off. The puck goes in the corner. Now Tad Ward after it. Taken away from him by Mark Hudak. Sidden intercepts. The shot goes wide. Knocked down by Hayes. He can't get it out of the zone. Pinching in. It's Manley. Manley loses. Ward follows up. His shot is blocked. Finally, Hayes comes up with it and fires it down the length of the ice, and another icing will be called against Lake Placid. I think, if I remember correctly, Reg, the last time these two teams played, Lake Placid was called for icing quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Of course, they're only playing with two lines. I'll tell you, they're going to need all the rest they can get. And if I was in their position, I'd do the same thing. As I said once in a while, it really isn't going to hurt them. They can't afford to really get too tired going. They got two more periods to play.
That's right. 9:41 left in the first period. It's 1-0 Massena off the faceoff. Here comes Jutra. He's poke checked, loses it. Martin follows up. Now the puck comes back into the Massena zone. Mike Quenville there, trying to get it out. He has trouble with it. Behind the net, Quenville clears it around the board, still in the Massena zone. Picking it up, Levine. The poke check to Tayo. Here comes Tayo. He's got Thomas with him and Levine. Tayo down the right side. He passes right in front. The shot. Levine can't get it off. The puck underneath, and Dyer falls on top of it. And that was had the makings of a good pass play, but Peter Levine couldn't find it in the slot, and Dyer covered it up, and so we'll have a face-off.
Good back checking by Lake Placid that time. The Lake Placid forwards came back and did a good job. Jutra, Martin, and Latorelli came back checking, did a good job, covered the Massena forwards.
Face-off right side in the Lake Placid zone. Off the draw, Tayo kicks it ahead. It goes into the slot and is cleared by Lynn back to the point. Quenville keeps it in for Massena. Now Thomas being double-teamed in the corner by Lynn and Jutra. He manages to poke it free anyway. Tayo after it behind the net. He and Martin go after it. Martin back to the point. Kept in. Hurlbut shot. Nice glove save by Mike Dyer. So Mike Hurlbut got a good shot from the point, but Dyer with a glove caught it. And the face-off again will be to the right side in the Placid zone as the Hurley line comes back out there.
That's the first shot on net for Massena. At the 9-minute mark, they played 6 minutes. Massena's only had one shot on net.
Well, I might mention, Massena's had quite a layoff.
Oh, yeah, they have.
Six-day
layoffs really are never good.
No.
Never good for a team.
They may be starting a little bit slow tonight off the draw. The puck comes free. Brock Reed picks it up for Placid. Clears it around the boards. Hudak's being forechecked by Hart. The puck still in the corner. Eddie Underwood centering pass. Barnes got a shot off. It was knocked down by the defense. Comes back to center ice. To Manley. Manley and Reed go together. Reed comes up with the puck. Trying to steer it ahead. It goes to the Massena blue line. Picked up by Tommy Siddon. Siddon's headman to Barnes. To Underwood. Underwood tries to kick it ahead. It's intercepted. But here comes Manley. Manley into the zone. He's taken out of the play. The puck back to center ice. Bobby Hart has it for Massena. Hart now over to Siddon. Siddon being forechecked. Comes up with it anyway to Barnes. Back to Siddon. Siddon Underwood at the blue line. Underwood has trouble with it. Coming to help out is Barnes, but getting away with the puck is Gene Jutra, and he fires it into the Massena zone. DeRushy stops it behind the net. Leaves it for Manley. Manley for the Raiders starts out. His long head man pass gets by everybody. Hudak's going to get it in his own zone. Mark Hudak with a puck for Lake Placid, steering it ahead. Hurlbut intercepts his pass and dumps it for John Ratty as Massena changes lines here. Ratty has the puck poke checked away from him. It's all the way down the ice, and again, Lake Placid will be called for icing with 7:51 left to play. First period, 1-0, Lake Placid.
Mark Hudak doing a pretty good job there, and Ratty going down that right-hand side. Mark Hudak just ran him right into the boards, got the puck, threw it down, icing call back into Lake Placid, and Lake Placid leads 1-0 with 7:51 to go, first period.
Putter Canarium's line out there against the John Martin line for Lake Placid. Face-off left side in the Lake Placid zone. Off the draw, here's Canarium with the puck centering right in front. Here's a backhand shot. The save made by Mike Dyer, and the puck is steered up.
We got a penalty.
And we do have a penalty. The puck is steered up into the bench.
Yep.
That was Tad Ward in the slot trying to get that shot off. And Strack is going to get the gate, and we'll see the Massena power play for the first time tonight. There'll be a high stick.
High stick as Ward was in the slot, and in moving him out, Strack got called on a high stick call. Dwyer made the save on that. So now Massena, the first chance of the game. Massena will go on the power play.
We'll see the normal power play contingent with Peter Levine centering Todd Tayo and Mike Hurlbut. It will be Tommy Siddon and Scott Manley at the points. Off the face-off, it comes to Manley. He can't keep it in. Has to come back out to center ice. It goes to Siddon. Siddon ahead to Levine. To Tayo on the left wing side. Tayo winds his shot. The save, the rebound, and Hurlbut couldn't come up with it. Now he does. Back to the point. Right in front, the deflection right on. Dyer makes a save. Now Lynn after it behind the net. He and Hurlbut. Now there's quite a size differential. But Levine comes in to help out, takes the puck, steers it ahead to Hurlbut, back to the point, Siddon. Now to Levine. Levine tries to feed it through the slot. Hudak is there to intercept, clears it around the boards, kept in by Manley. Now he can't keep it in as Brock Reed poke checks it all the way down the ice into the Massena zone. We're down to 54 seconds and counting in the Massena power play. 1-0 Lake Placid. Tommy Siddon across the red line now feeds Todd Tayo on the left side. Tayo makes a beautiful move, but he's poke checked at the last moment by Jutra. Now following the play into the corner is Scott Manley. Manley taken out of the play by Hudak. The puck comes free, and it comes to Peter Levine. Goes back to the point, Tommy Siddon. Siddon winds, now fakes the shot, goes to Hurlbut in the face-off circle. Hurlbut back to the other point. Here's Tayo, shot a blast, score! Todd Tayo from the left point.
Boy, did he move that thing, Terry. That puck came over to Tayo on that left point. A hard slap shot. I tell you, never left the ice, Terry. Right along the ice. And it beats Strack low and to the stick side, just inside the right-hand post. Massena on a power play goal. It's all tied, 1-1.
So Massena moved the puck around pretty well that time.
They did that power play. They got set up, moved around really well.
Got the puck back to Todd Tayo, and Tayo, who normally plays near the net, got a chance to play at the point. He just happened to be there, and he boomed one, and it was in the net. So it's 1-1 as the Raiders have come back to tie it up here in the first period. We're down to 6.5 left to play. Period number 1. Off the face-off. The puck out at center ice. Quenneville has it. Over on the other side, that's O'Connell who's out there for the first time. Now Barnes with it. He's leveled behind the net. Hurley picks up the puck for Lake Placid. Here comes Mike Hurley. Long headman pass for Brock Reed on the backhand into the Massena zone. After it is Gene Jutra there. Jutra comes up with the puck. He's taken out of the play by O'Connell, and we have a whistle. And we're going to have a high sticking call. And that is going to go against the Massena Red Raiders. That happened behind the play, and Timmy Barnes is going to pick up a call. I believe that's Barnes. Wait a minute.
No, that's
Underwood, Eddie Underwood. About the same size, but Eddie Underwood picks up the call for high sticking. So now Lake Placid on a power play. 6:07 left to play. Off the face-off in the Massena zone, it's Manley who's out there to kill it, along with Sidden, Ward, and Canarium. And the Raiders find the hole and dump it down the length of the ice. Hudak is out there along with Strack, and it's Jutra, Hurley, and Brock Reed up front. That's Dave Jutra. It comes to Reed, his headman pass for Strack. He breaks down the left wing side, crosses the blue line. He's intercepted there. Tom Sidden picks up the puck, and down the length of the ice it goes again. Now the puck fed back to Jutra at center ice. He looks to pass it, and Putter Canarium intercepted it momentarily, but Hudak gets it away from him, circles at his own blue line, looking to go somewhere, has to go to Strack. Strack can't control. Canarium comes up with it, comes back into his own zone, just wasting time. Over to Manley. Manley tried to clear it down the ice, but it went up in the Lake Placid bench, and we'll have a face-off with 42 seconds left in the Placid power play, 5:19 in the period, and it's 1-1. The official on the goal, Reg?
Official was Tayo from Sidden and Hurlbut. At the 8:22 mark, it took 1 minute and 4 seconds for Massena to score in that power play.
Todd Tayo out there with Peter Levine now to kill it off. Manley and Sidden stay out there. Now Mike Hurley will center. It comes to Lynn. Lynn just laces it into the Massena zone. Comes all the way back to Hudak at the point. His shot bounced just wide. Now Lynn at the left point. Stops it. Looks to move it. Dumps it in the corner to Jutra. Jutra taken out of the play. Hurley gets the puck back to Lynn at the point. Here's Lynn with it, looking to pass. Now he's going to take a shot that deflects off Levine and comes back out to center ice. 16 seconds left. Lynn comes back for it. Clay Lynn with the puck now over to Hudak. Hudak back to Lynn as Todd Tayo is forechecking. Now it comes back to Hudak right side. Finally he gets it out to center ice. Ahead to Jutra. Jutra in the zone. Manley intercepts his pass. Feeds to Peter Levine at the blue line. Levine clears it down the length of the ice again. And that takes care of the penalty. In fact, it's going to be an icing call on Massena.
Right. Eddie Underwood had come out of the penalty box. Massena threw the puck down the length of the ice. Underwood was already out, so an icing call. Face-off will be back in the Massena end to the left of goalie Dave Tarashi. Scores all tied, 1-1 with 4:32 to go in the first period.
Let's see here. John Martin comes out to take the face-off. Martin's out there with Paul Lutterell and Dave Jutra off the face-off. Puck comes to Big Hurlbut. Hurlbut breaking out the left wing side. He's still got the puck. He's got Hart with it. Oh, tried to feed him. He was wide open. Went off a leg back to center ice. Now Mike Quenneville to Timmy Barnes. Barnes feeds Underwood. Here comes Underwood breaking in on the right wing side. Shot! Save! No, it goes in the net! Eddie Underwood. And I thought Mike Dyer had it.
He had a piece of it. He had a piece of it, Jerry, but I thought he had it too, but I don't know if it bounced off his shoulder or what, but it bounced off him into the net. Eddie Underwood will pick up the Massena second goal. Massena goes ahead. 2-1, 4:15 to go in the first period.
It'll probably be Underwood from Barnes and Hurlbut. We'll see what the official is, but that's what I saw. Off the face-off, the puck comes to Sidden in his own zone. He clears back to center ice. Here's Barnes again heading to Underwood, but Underwood's going to be called for offsides as he got across the blue line before the puck did. 4:06 left to go. The Massena Red Raiders are leading now by a score of 2-1.
They give it assist going to Ratty and Quenneville. Underwood getting the goal. I thought it was Barnes myself, but
was Ratty on the ice?
Yeah, I think
he doesn't play with that line normally. Oh well.
Well, we'll.
They may change that, I think. Now Hurley brings it to Reed. Reed shot. Score! it's Lake Placid tying it up. Brock Reed from Mike Curley. And I'll tell you something, Lake Placid's not going to lay down in this game.
That shot was taken from the right-hand side. Brock Reed going in, letting the shot go. He was fairly deep in the zone when he let that shot go, but he got it past Dureshi of Massena. Now it's all tied up, 2-2. I tell you, we get the start of a barn burner right here.
I think the only factor that's could be in Massena's favor, though, is depth when we get to that second and third period.
That's right. Lake Placid, of course, forced to go with only 2 lines. Dan Moore can send 4 lines out there.
Also picking up an assist on that was Lynn. So it's going to go Reed from Hurley and Lynn. And Massena and Lake Placid are tied at 2. Off the faceoff, the puck back into the Massena zone. Manley with it behind his own net. Long head man pass to John Ratty. Ratty starts to move it to Canarium. Putter has the puck, trying to feed it to Ratty, goes by him and into the corner. Now Jutra and Ratty go after it. Coming back to help out is Mark Hudak. Hudak has the puck. Hudak to Jutra to center ice. And I'll tell you, Latourell had it momentarily, almost had a break, but it's broken up by Sidden, and he backhands it back into the Lake Placid zone. Mark Hudak with it for the Blue Bombers. He clears to center ice, and the puck goes to Quenville, who lost his footing, but he came up with the puck anyway. Goes to Hurlbut. Hurlbut poke checks it, goes to center ice, now back sliding to Dale Hayes. Hayes over to Hudak. Hudak trying to feed it ahead again to Latourell. It's intercepted. Here comes big Hurlbut, and he lost the puck but follows it into the corner. Hurlbut trying to make the good move, poke checked away, good defensive play by Hayes. Now Jutra can't get it out of there. Picked up by Massena's Hurlbut right in front, and he couldn't control the puck again. He's going to try to tie it up behind the net with Hudak, but the puck poked free and comes around the boards and back to the point. Quenville's shot. Oh, saved by Dyer as that bounced off a couple of legs on the way through. Now the Placid Bombers get it out to center ice, and Quenville has it. Ahead to Todd Tayo. Tayo trying to get it in the zone. It's knocked down at the blue line. We have a whistle. We're going to have a controlling the puck as Brock Reed grabbed it with his hand and dropped it. So controlling the puck in the faceoff will be on the Lake Placid half of center ice.
2:22 to go. All tied up 2-2. Late in the first period. Hurley and Breed scoring for Lake Placid. Underwood and Tile for Massena.
Off the faceoff, it's Eddie Underwood's line out there for the Massena Red Raiders. And here's a shot from center ice by Sitten. That goes right on. Behind the net is Strack trying to clear it around the boards. Now it comes out to center ice as they move it around. And into the zone, it's Brock Reed. Reed with a puck. Bangs it off the boards. Comes behind the net. And up along the boards. Lynn can't keep it in. Barnes dumps to an open wing. Hart catches up with it. Hart crosses, or I should say across the Lake Placid blue line, but offsides will be called on the play. We're down to 1:48 left to play. And our score is 2-2, a tie hockey game. Face-off just outside the Lake Placid zone. Off the draw. It comes to Mike Quenville for Massena. His headman meant for Ratty. Gets a little bit too far back to center ice. Poke check. Now Martin steals the puck from Quenville. Comes in on the left wing side. Martin stops in the face-off circle. Hurlbut just takes him right out of the play. And the puck back to the blue line and out to center ice where Mark Hudak picks it up. Hudak off the boards into the Massena zone. Offsides is going to be called if Lake Placid touches it, or Massena takes too long to get it out, which they did.
They went back pretty deep in there. Hurlbut did a good job taking Martin into the boards as Martin went down that right-hand side. But Hurlbut he didn't even look at the puck. He just took the man out of the play, which you should do.
Well, that's what you have to do sometimes.
Yeah.
Face-off just outside the Massena zone. Off the draw, the puck to Sitten behind his own cage. He's being forechecked by Jutra. Comes up with the puck, clears it ahead for Andy Thomas. Thomas to Tayo. Tayo breaking down the right wing side across the blue line. He's sandwiched. The puck gets through. Thomas follows it into the corner, left side of the goaltender. Now Tayo with it. Tayo in the corner, moves it into the face-off circle. Tayo still has it now, looking to move it. He looks, finds Sitten back at the point. Sitten back into Tayo. The pass doesn't quite get there, and Jutra finds the distance and clears it down the ice. That's going to be an icing call against Lake Placid with 50 seconds left to play in the first period. We're all tied up at 2 apiece.
I'll tell you, Lake Placid really looking much, much better than they did the other 2 games that we
No question.
saw them play. They're, playing with much more intensity. They're skating well. They're forechecking well. Really, they're playing a good game tonight here in Massena.
Not making the mistakes we saw them make the other 2 times.
No, that's right.
Mike Hurley will center against Tim Barnes. Face-off left side in the Placid zone. 50 seconds left in period number 1. And Tomelty drops the puck, comes to Underwood. His shot knocked down by Hurley. Hurley trying to clear it all the way to Reed, but Hurlbutt is there, circles back in his own blue line. Hurlbutt behind his own cage for Massena. Mike Hurlbutt with the puck now. His head man goes to Timmy Barnes. Barnes is intercepted, and Hudak tries to find the open man, but is cleared back out to center ice. Now Strack with it, feeding it ahead to John Martin. Martin takes a shot from center ice. DeRushy steers that into the corner for the Raiders. Now Hurlbutt. Headman goes to Eddie Underwood. Underwood breaking down the left wing side, takes it across for Massena. Drop pass, and Hart couldn't come up with it. It's back to center ice. Now Tommy Sidden has it for the Raiders. Waits for his wings to get onside and dumps it into the corner. It's picked up by Strack all the way out to center ice to Brock Reed. 5 seconds left. Here's a quick shot by Hudak. It's deflected with 2 seconds out into the stands, and we will have a face-off with 2 seconds left in the period. But it looks to me like the first period is going to end tied at 2.
Tied 2-2, and I'm sure Lake Placid is very, very happy going in with a tie after in the first period of play. And they played well.
They sure have.
Especially on defense. The defensemen are not coughing the puck off at all. I was impressed with the Lake Placid defense. They're controlling the puck, and they're not giving the puck away, Jerry. They're hanging on the puck rather than to give the puck away. And if anything, getting an icing call, they're not giving the puck away to Massena.
So now it'll be Mike Dyer moving to defend the goal to our left, and David DeRushy moving to defend the goal to our right as we get ready for the drop of the puck. Tayo's line out there against the Hurley line. The puck is dropped, and we're underway in the second period. 2-2 tie hockey game here. Massena Lake Placid off the draw. It comes to Hurlbutt in his own zone. Over to Quenville on the other side. His head man pass is intercepted by Hudak. Backhands it right back in the Massena zone. Hurlbutt is there. Clears it ahead. It goes to Tayo. Tayo gets by one man. Tayo into the zone. Drops back for Levine. His shot deflected, and the save is made by goaltender Dyer. Comes back to Quenville. Quick shot. Another save by Dyer. So Massena bang bang right off the start of the second period. Tayo has it in the corner left side of Dyer. Todd Tayo with the puck now, being bothered by Hudak. Hudak trying to tie him up. Tayo trying to kick it ahead, and Hudak comes up with the puck somehow and clears it around behind the net. It comes back to the point. Hurlbutt keeps it in. Feeds Tayo again behind the net. Tayo backhand right in front, deflected, and Brock Reed comes up with it for Lake Placid. Clears it ahead to Hurley, out to center ice. Hurley now just is going to be content to dump it in the Massena zone. DeRushy comes way out of his net, steers it into the corner, meant for Hurley. Or Hurley trying to come up with it, rather. Tayo does, clears it to Levine. Here comes Levine breaking down the right sideline. The puck gets ahead of him. Levine takes it behind the net. Levine loses to Hudak. Hudak clears down the length of the ice. That's going to be icing called against Lake Placid. There's the call with a 2-2 score. We move it back into Lake Placid zone and a face-off. So Massena right off the opening gun here in the second period. A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. Well, I think probably Stan Moore had a few words of wisdom to say to the Massena Red Raiders here after that first period. I think he's telling them, hey, Lake Placid isn't just going to roll over and die for you.
Face-off. It's, let's see, Underwood's line out there against the Martin line. Off the draw, Martin gets it to center ice. It slides back into the Massena zone. Tommy's sitting there off the boards. It comes to Barnes. Barnes taken out of the play. Jutrock comes back. Barnes intercepts his pass, takes it across the blue line. He's taken out of the play by Lynn, who fires the puck down the ice. Icing is waved off. I think it went off Tom Sidden. Sidden back for it behind his own cage for Massena. Sidden's headman to Manley. Manley just dumps it down the ice, and that's going to go right on, so icing will not be called there either. Now goaltender Dyer clears it back to the point. It's taken in by Tim Barnes. Barnes loses it in the corner. Now Lynn, a check thrown by Underwood, knocks him down. The puck's still tied up along the boards. Finally, the Bombers come up with it, clear it down the ice. Is that going to be icing?
Yep,
it certainly is. And we've played less than 2 minutes, and we've seen 3 or 4 icings already.
Well, I think Lake Placid looks like they're going to follow, the same pattern of play that they did in the first period. Instead of coughing the puck up, they're going to ice it. And they want the line change anyway. They're only playing 2 lines. They need all the rest they can get.
Butter Canarium's line out there against the Hurley line. Canarium with Ratty and Tad Ward. Ratty gets the shot. and it's a backhander, and the save made by Mike Dyer. Now Canarium picks it up in the corner. He's taken out of the play. Hudak comes back for it, clears it around the boards. It comes to John Ratty. Ratty trying to move it into the corner, left side of the goaltender. Hudak takes it right off his stick and feeds it around the boards. Hurlbut tries to keep it in, pinches in at the point. It comes to Canarium. Canarium feeds to Hurlbut. Hurlbut knocked down. We have a whistle, and we're going to have a holding call, and it's going to go against Lake Placid's Dale Hayes. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be Brock Reed going into the box for holding. So Massena will send out that productive power play unit again with 12:39 left to play in the first period. The score still knotted at 2 apiece. Mike Hurley will take the face-off as Hurley's out there with Dave Jutraw. Also out there, Mark Hudak and Paul Strack. Levine centering Tayo. Hurlbut. Manley playing 1 point along with Tommy Sidden. Sidden with a puck at his own blue line off the face-off. Ahead to Levine. Levine's pass is intercepted by Hurley. Hurley drops it back to Hudak. Hudak clears to center ice. Manley with it over to Sidden again. Sidden now trying to go to Hurlbut. It's deflected up into the Massena bench by David Jutraw. And we'll have a face-off with 1:14 left to go in the Massena power play. 12:23 left in the second period, and we're still tied at 2 apiece. And again, a big welcome to all you folks up in Lake Placid listening to the broadcast on Radio Lake Placid. I'm Jerry Manor. Alongside me, Reg Cross. Peter Levine takes the face-off against Mike Hurley. Off the draw, it goes all the way back in the Massena zone, high in the air. Back to pick it up, Scott Manley. Manley for the Raiders, starts to move it out. Headman to Sidden, ahead to Tayo. Tayo across the red line, across the blue line in the Placid zone. Takes it in right side of the goaltender into the corner. Now it's Tayo back to the point. Manley at the left point, over to right point Sidden. Sidden fakes the shot, stops. He's still got it. Now goes to Hurlbut. Hurlbut left side of the goaltender, back to Manley. Manley at the point. Into Tayo. Tayo on the face-off circle. Shot short side, and it's high over the net. Comes around the boards, and it's kept in at the point. Hurlbut comes back for it. Here comes Mike into the slot. Feeding it to Tayo. Shot, save! The rebound laying in the slot. Nobody can pick it up. Jutraw clears it back to the point. Peter Levine is there. Levine trying to feed it through to Sidden. Sidden can't come up with it. Jutraw on the backhand clears it, and Massena came about as close to scoring as you can without
made
scoring.
a big save on that shot by Tayo.
Now it's Todd Tayo again. We're down to 20 seconds in the power play. Tayo poke checked away. Hurley can't come up with it. Sidden does at his own blue line for Massena. Sidden starts to move it slowly. Clears it ahead for Levine. It's intercepted by Strack and right back into the Massena zone. Manley comes back for it. And we're down to 3 seconds on the penalty. That's going to take care of the Massena power plays. Reed steps on the ice. Levine with a puck at the red line. Levine takes it across into the zone, gets by one man. Now it's poke checked away from him by Martin, who's doing a good job back checking. He clears around the board. Manley keeps it in. His shot goes way wide. Comes into the faceoff circle left side. It's Mike Hurlbut. Here comes Hurlbut in the slot. Shot short side. And the save is made by Mike Dyer. Now the puck comes free again. Reed after it. He falls down on top of it, comes back to the point. Manley shot knocked down in front by Martin. Martin ahead to Hudak. Hudak at his own blue line, dumps to an open wing. It comes to Peter Levine. Levine gets, well, he doesn't get by the check. He's taken out of the play by Martin, and the puck comes back to the Massena blue line. Strack with it. Strack just feeds it into the faceoff circle, Massena zone. It's Mike Quenville there for the Raiders to pick it up. Score is tied at 2. Massena Lake Placid. Eddie Underwood out there, and on the backhand, he gets it into the Lake Placid zone where Hudak picks it up back to center ice. Mike Quenville with it. Quenville at the red line. Feeds it to Hart. Hart across the blue line. Drop pass goes to Timmy Barnes. Barnes shot through a screen, and it gets knocked down by Hart as he tried to get the backhand. That didn't go. Now Underwood centering to Hart right in the slot. Hart can't get the shot off. No, he does. It goes in. Bobby Hart with a great second effort.
Great second effort. He was tied up by Lynn, and he sort of fanned on the first shot. The puck sat there. Lynn was still on Hart. He persevered, however, got the stick back on the puck, shot, putting the puck past Mike Dwyer. Massena goes ahead by a score of 3-2. Bobby Hart for Massena.
Probably Eddie Underwood will pick up the assist.
One assist.
That's right. O'Connell playing the point with Quenville. He's got the puck off the faceoff. Headman to Underwood. Underwood's line stays out there against the Hurley line. Underwood takes a shot from just inside the blue line. It goes high. Barnes after it. Feeds it to Hart. Hart starting to move it in. Now Underwood can't control it. It comes to Hurley. Hurley breaks out to center ice. Headman to Brock Reed. Reed trying to break the defense, but Underwood back checking. Picks it up, slides it to center ice. It comes to Hudak at the red line. Hudak over to Hayes. Back to Hudak. to an open wing into the Massena zone. It slides right free, and DeRushy steers it into the corner. Now it's Quenneville trying to get it up along the puck boards to Barnes. Where's the puck? It's still up on the puck boards, and Quenneville clears it to center ice right off the puck boards. Dave Jutraw with it. Jutraw ahead to Hayes. Hart throws a check. The puck squirts free into the Lake Placid zone. Jutraw's there. He can't get it out. It goes off Hart's chest, but picking it up behind the net is Hayes. He loses to John Ratty. Ratty looking to pass, goes back to the point. Here's a shot from Manley, the save, and Mike Dyer in the glove holds on, and we'll have a face-off. But did they call an offsides beforehand? Or something?
I'm not sure what referee Wayne Humel calling. He might have called too many men. I'm not really sure. Both referees over by the Massena bench, and I'm not.
We'll just have to wait on the call, but too many men on the ice is the
so.
call.
Yep.
So Massena picking up a very, very rare bench penalty. Too many men on the ice, and O'Connell will be serving it. No, wait a minute. Ratty's going to serve it, I guess. No, yeah, it's got to be somebody who was on the ice at the time of the infraction. So John Ratty is going to come over and serve. And so, now wait a minute here.
Yeah, Ratty serving the...
Okay. You got to put it up there on the clock correctly, but anyhow, Lake Placid's on the power play. The puck in the Lake Placid zone, however, is Putter Canarium and Tad Ward out to try and kill it off. And Jutraw, Dave Jutraw is out there, along with, let's see, John Martin and Brock Reed. Martin has the puck, he steals it, takes it across, but it's poke checked by Sidden, and Sidden just leveled Martin after the pass. Now Craig Lynn, or I should say Clay Lynn, who's playing defense, feeds it ahead. Strack on the other side, he just breaks down the left wing side. He's got Reed all by himself, but we have a whistle. And we're going to have an interference call, and there's going to be another penalty against the Massena Red Raiders. So for 57 seconds, Lake Placid, no, I'm sorry, it's Martin.
Martin's going off for Lake Placid interference.
And again, that's not usual, interference call in the offensive zone, but that's what it was. And so that means things are going to be even here, with 8:26 left in the second period. Massena leading at 3-2 here. And we're skating 4-4 plus the goaltenders. Brock Reed with it behind the Massena net for Lake Placid. Reed taken out of the play by Manley, and the puck comes free. Now it's Strack feeding back to Reed. Reed loses to Peter Levine. Levine can't. Yes, it does. It comes to center ice to Tayo. Here comes Tayo one-on-one with Lynn, and he just lost the puck, and Lynn picks it up and clears to center ice to Reed. Now the puck slides back to Tommy Sidden. Sidden looking to take it free. Brock Reed poke checks it away from him at the Lake Placid blue line. Levine trying to come up with it. Reed kicks it ahead. It goes to Manley. Manley looking. Finds Todd Tayo. Tayo, oh, Levine was offsides. Tayo has to wait. Circles back at the red line. Tayo still has it. Headman to Manley, intercepted by Reed. He dumps to an open wing. Tom Sidden will come up with it for Massena. Sidden at his own blue line, takes it across the red line into the Lake Placid zone. Paul Strack has it for Placid. He loses to Tayo. Here comes Tayo all by himself. Shot, score! Todd Tayo on the giveaway, and Massena goes up by a score of 4-2.
That pass, Lake Placid, that's one of the really first bad mistakes they've made. Defense putting it right on the stick of Tayo, who was just inside the blue line. He went in all alone on goalie Mike Dwyer, made a little deke to the right, putting it past Dwyer. Massena goes ahead by a score of 4-2. Both teams are playing four aside that time. That's unassisted.
Face-off will come at center ice. And it's going to be who now? Hurley goes over to the bench, so Martin is out there with Latorelli and Dave Jutraw. Off the face-off, comes to O'Connell. His headman Ferrati gets by him, and all the way deep in the Lake Placid zone. Back there is Hudak. He loses to Hurlbutt. Hurlbutt trying to center it through, meant for Ratty. Ratty comes up with a shot. Oh, just wide. And I mean just wide. Now Canarium has it in the corner. Centering pass intercepted. Ratty comes up with it. Ratty into the corner. Gets by a check. Looking. He's tied up. Coming in to help out is Martin. Martin and Hudak back there. And they all tie it up with Ratty, and we're going to have a face-off with 6:57 left to play here in the second period. Massena up by a score of 4-2. So Massena now starting to put some pressure on. We're back to full strength, incidentally. 6-on-6. or 5-on-5 plus the goaltenders, whichever.
Massena picking up 2 goals here in the second period. It was all tied, 2-2 going into the second period. It's now 4-2 Massena.
6:57 left to play in the second period. And again, it's 4-2 Massena Red Raiders. Face off right side of goaltender Mike Dyer for Lake Placid. Putter Canarium will take the draw against Mike Hurley off the face off. The puck just laying there. It comes back to the point. The quick shot by Hurlbut, the save, and it goes into the corner. Nice save by Dyer. Putter Canarium picks it up. It goes to Hurlbut again. Hurlbut in the face off circle, centering it right front, deflected right on. As that was hard. Tad Ward deflecting it right on.
That was Ward. The shot was taken from the left side by Hurlbut. Ward trying to just deflect the puck into the goalie, but not getting really much on the puck.
I think Hurlbut was trying to pass to John Ratty, who was wide open on the right side.
He was on the far side.
And what happened was, Tad Ward saw it coming. He had no idea Ratty was over there, so he tried to deflect it in, and it was not a real hard shot, but nevertheless a good shot and a nice save by Mike Dyer. Off the face-off, the puck to Lynn behind his own cage, stolen by Underwood. Here's Underwood, right side of the goaltender. He takes it back toward the point, now turns around into the face-off circle. Underwood, short side shot, the save, the rebound. Underwood has it. Another shot taken by Bobby Hart, and it doesn't get through. It comes back to the point, kept in nicely by Tommy Siddon. Siddon to Underwood. Underwood off the boards. It comes free. Back to the point it goes. Over to Manley. Manley just dumps it to an open wing. Hart takes it behind the net. Centering pass. Lynn intercepts that. We have a whistle, and we're going to have a penalty, a slashing call. And it is going to be who?
I think it's Lynn.
You're right. That's who it is.
Clay Lynn of Lake Placid going in the penalty box and a slashing call.
I think we saw Scott Loran for the first time tonight on that shift, didn't we?
Right. Yeah, that's the first time he's been out.
So it's going to be another Massena power play here. 4-2 our score. Massena leads. We're down to 6:10. Period number 2. So it'll be Peter Levine centering Todd Tayo and Mike Hurlbut. Manley out there to try to kill it off, or I should say Manley playing the point with Siddon. It'll be Martin out there to try to kill it off, along with Jutraw and Hudak and Strack. And the puck tied up right off the face-off in the corner. We'll do it all over again. That's David Jutraw. There are 2 Jutraws on this team, so we'll have to try to differentiate. Face-off again, same spot. Hurlbut steers it into the corner. Now Hudak tries to clear it. It comes back to the point. Siddon feeding it through to Hurlbut. Jumped his stick. Strack after it. Strack up along the puck boards, kept in by Siddon. Siddon feeds through to Hurlbut. Hurlbut over to Tayo. Tayo trying to feed to Hurlbut. Score! Beautiful pass. Oh, boy.
Beautiful pass. That was Tayo to Hurlbut. Tayo put that pass behind his back, right across the slot. Hurlbut right there, just easy right into the net. Just a beautiful power play goal by Massena. That'll be Hurlbut from Tayo.
Razzle-dazzle there.
Oh, you talking about razzle-dazzle? I guess so. Wow.
It's 5-2 Red Raiders as they start to pour on the steam here in the second period. 5:48 left in the period. That's another second power play goal of the game.
Second power play of the night.
Here's Canarium. Canarium breaks in left side. Oh, beautiful move by Putter. Can't get the shot off. Is coming back as Jutraw to tie it up. Now the puck comes free. Tad Ward centering right front. Ratty's backhand shot right on the rebound, laying there. Canarium to Ratty, or to Tayo. To Ward, and he scores. That'll read Tad Ward from Canarium and Ratty, I think. That one happened quickly. And all of a sudden it's 6-2 Massena. So as I mentioned, Massena really pouring on the steam here in the second period. Tad Ward getting the goal. Putter Canarium and John Ratty getting the 2 assists on that goal. Off the face-off, the puck back in the Lake Placid zone, and Clay Lynn steers it to center ice. Now to Hurlbut. Hurlbut right back in the Lake Placid zone. It goes right on. Dyer steals in the corner. Now it goes up to the blue line and out to center ice. Here comes Brock Reed across the blue line into the Massena zone, trying to feed it ahead for Hurley. Hurley's tied up. We have a delay penalty call. And as soon as the puck is tied up, we are going to have a penalty. And now mixing it up in the corner a little bit. And tempers are starting to flare. And I hate to say this, but I just hope this doesn't get to the way the last time these 2 teams played was. There are going to be some penalties, so get your writing hand ready, Reg.
Well, I think I got a couple coincidental penalties here. Strack of Lake Placid going off. Also,
Ratty of
Massena going off.
And it's going to be Lynn of Lake Placid going off. And who else? There's got to be another Massena player. Mike Hurlbut, I guess, will be the other Massena player. Now, wait a minute. No, I don't think so. It is going to be Mike Quenville. So 2 players each in the box. Quenville and Ratty for Massena. Strack and Lynn for Lake Placid. So we're going to be playing 3-on-3 plus the goaltenders here, which means lots of open ice. It'll be Hurley out there along with Reed and Hudak for Lake Placid. It is going to be Hart out there along with Underwood and the defenseman. See who it is. We'll also await the official. No, wait a minute. It's going to be 2 defensemen and a forward from Massena. Underwood out there with Manley and Sidden. Face off in the Massena zone right side. Raiders lead it 6-2. Off the draw. Here comes Sidden breaking down the right side. He's got Hudak back, and that's it. Sidden stops, trying to feed it through the Manley, right in front. Manley shot. Oh, just wide. Scott Manley now trying to clear it back to the point. It's intercepted. Here comes Hurley with Hudak, 2-on-2. Underwood and Sidden are back. And Hurley tries to get through. The puck does. He doesn't. It goes right on. DeRushy steers it into the corner. Underwood picks it up there. And Reg, as soon as we have a break, he'll let us know what the penalties were for. Now the headman goes to Manley. Manley takes it across the blue line from Massena into the Lake Placid zone. He tries to feed it to Underwood. Underwood tied up and gets it back to the point. Sidden winds. No, he passes right in front. Deflected in the net by Manley. And Tommy Sidden, well, I don't know if it was a pass or a shot, but Manley deflected it and beat goaltender Mike Dyer, and it's 7-2 Massena.
That goal will be Manley from Sidden and Underwood. They're the only 3 men on the ice anyway.
That's right.
So,
except for the goalie.
Except for the goalie. So Massena goes ahead by a score of 7-2. Really coming out fired up here in the second period.
So Lake Placid, after a very fine first period, has kind of fallen apart here in the second period. Not so much that, it's been Massena really pouring on the steam here in the second period, and now the Raiders lead it by 5 goals, 7-2, and here they come again. Putter Canarian breaking down 2-on-1, he splits the defense. The puck got through, he didn't. Dyer comes out to steer it in the corner. Back to Sidden at the point, his shot goes wide. It comes to Hurlbut. Hurlbut deep, left side of the goaltender. Big Mike has the puck, circling into the face-off circle. He takes it into the slot. It's poke-checked away. Back out to center ice. We're down to 3:49 left in the second period, and the Massena Red Raiders are leading it by a score of 7-2. Jutroff feeding Reed. He's got a breakaway. Here comes Reed all by himself. Shot, the save, the rebound, sitting on the the goal line, and it's picked up by DeRushy, and he covers it.
There's a penalty.
There was a penalty called on the play.
Good save by DeRushy. You know, that was just barely. It was still moving. Both Reed and goalie DeRushy were on the ice. The puck was behind him. It was just barely. In fact, it might have gone over, but finally DeRushy reached behind and put his big glove on it. Massena will pick up another penalty. Hurlbut will go in the penalty box on a tripping call. So there'll be a delay on that penalty.
So Hurlbut in for tripping, and that was Brock Reed, Reg, who got stopped twice on breakaways the last time these two teams played. He must be getting sick of this. So the face-off, and there are 5 seconds left in the 4 matching minors, so in 5 seconds, Hurlbut will start serving his penalties, so Lake Placid will get a power play out of this deal, and that will happen as soon as the penalties are up. Off the face-off, Levine wins the draw, feeds it to Tommy Sidden, and the penalties are up. The power play is up, and the puck comes free in the Lake Placid zone. Strack with it to Lynn. Lynn shoots it right on. Now Massena has to wait for a whistle to get their other man back out on the ice. And the puck comes down the length of the ice, and no whistle because Massena is shorthanded. It's Hudak with the puck now, feeding it ahead. Here comes Strack down the left wing side to center ice. Strack across the blue line, Massena zone. He's intercepted by Sidden. Sidden into the corner, now leaves it for Tayo. Tayo loses his footing, gets up again, clears it around the boards for Manley. It comes to Hudak at the point. Hudak, his shot. goes around behind the net. We have a whistle. We're going to have another penalty. And it's going to be a tripping call, and it's going to go against John Martin, I believe.
I think he called out against...
Oh, wait a minute.
There were 2 penalties.
Oh, matching minors again. Okay.
Well, one referee called Martin for tripping. The other referee called Sidden for interference.
Okay. So Sidden and Martin will go to the box, and so it'll be 4-on-3, a power play for Lake Placid. And my partner, Reg Cross, getting writer's cramp here in the second period with all the goals and penalties we've seen. It's going to take us an hour and a half to run down that second period statistics-wise. 49 seconds left in the penalty to Hurlbut. And now the 2 penalties go up for Sidden and for Martin. And so it'll be 4 skaters for Lake Placid on the ice, 3 for Massena. The 3 Massena skaters will be Quenneville, Manley, and Canarium. For Lake Placid, it'll be Hurley out there along with Brock Reed. It'll be Strack and Hudak playing back. Face off Massena zone, right side. Again, 2:50 left to play, 7-2. Massena Red Raiders off the draw. It comes to Manley behind his own net. Starts to move it. Manley being tied up. Now Reed comes in there and Hurley. Manley comes up with the puck somehow, gets by the traffic, starts to move it into the corner. Now circles, comes back. Manley still got it. He's tied up by Hurley, somehow gets free and says, let's get rid of this. Down the ice on the backhand, and coming back for it, Mark Hudak. 2:25 left to play here. Period number 2, 7-2, Massena leading. Mark Hudak with the puck. Off the boards into the Massena zone. Hits the back of the net, gets tied up there, and the whistle blows. And we'll have a face-off. 14 seconds left in Hurlbut's penalty, 55 in the matching minors.
That face-off will be outside the blue line as Hudak came down, threw the puck in against the boards. It bounced off the boards in on the back of the net, so the face-off will come just outside the Lake Placid blue line. It's 7-2, Massena over Lake Placid in the second period.
Hurley will draw against Massena, who's out there with Quenneville and Manley. Off the face-off, it comes to Strack. Dumps to an open wing. Hurley comes back for it. Circles at the red line. Mike Hurley for Lake Placid. Poke checked away. Peter Levine is going to have a breakaway. Here comes, he lost his footing and lost the puck. And Hudak comes up with a puck. So Peter Levine had a breakaway but lost his footing. And it comes to Reed. Reed loses to Levine. Levine passes back for Manley. Now Quenneville coming down one-on-one with Strack. Quenneville drops it for Levine, who's following. Levine trying to get the shot off. He's too well tied up. Good play there by Hudak. The puck comes back to the point. It's Hurlbut who's back out on the ice. He can't keep it in. Has to circle back to his own blue line. Hurlbut looking to feed it ahead. It goes to Peter Levine. Takes it across the blue line. And Peter had a little bit of trouble with the puck right at the blue line. As a result, Quenneville went in too soon. And offsides is called on Massena.
Right, a little bit too soon. It had a good 2-on-1 on that play. But Peter Levine really had a clean breakaway. But as he crossed over to come in on the net. He slipped on the ice and just went down. There was nobody near him. There's another penalty. I think there's another too many men on the ice for against Massena.
And Peter Levine steps over to serve it.
I'm not sure, but I think referee Wayne Urmel, pretty sure that was the call.
So 11 seconds left in the matching minor penalties to Tom Sidden and to John Martin. And now it's going to be Peter Levine sitting down in what may be a bench penalty. We'll wait and see. 1:31 left in the second period. Massena with a comfortable 7-2 lead in the hockey game. It was 2-2 going into this period. Massena has scored 5 unanswered goals. Off the face-off, it's Hudak with a puck at his own blue line over to Lynn left side. Lynn across the blue line. His shot, the save made by DeRushy. He leaves to Hurlbut. Hurlbut at Mandatayo just dumps it to center ice. And now the matching minors are up. So it's a one-man advantage for Lake Placid. They're skating 5-on-4 plus the goaltenders. And we have another whistle, and we're going to have a slashing call on Hurlbut. So Mike Hurlbut will get the penalty. And this is turning into the same kind of game we saw the last time these two teams played. In the first period, it was a great hockey game, but since then it's kind of gone downhill as Massena has gotten the big lead here, 7-2, and now Mike Hurlbut picks up a penalty, and Lake Placid will have a two-man advantage for the next minute 5. Was that a bench penalty, the one previous?
It was a bench penalty, man. I think it was too many men, but I'm not sure. I know it was a bench penalty.
Okay, served by Levine.
Right.
He's got a minute 5 left in that one. And Hurlbut now in the box. Tayo out there with Sidden and Manley. It'll be Martin centering Jutra along with Hurley, and at the points it's Lynn and Hudak. Off the face-off, the puck out to center ice. Hudak feeding over to Lynn on the left side. Lynn's going to just dump it in the corner. It comes around the boards for Hudak, about halfway in, left side of the goaltender DeRushy. Now back to the middle. Martin fakes the shot. Now he's going to take it. It goes right on off a deflection, and DeRushy covers it up. 45 seconds left in the bench penalty, 1:10 in the penalty to Hurlbut, 46 seconds left in the period. So for the remainder of the period, except for a second, Massena's going to be down 2 men unless Lake Placid scores.
Well, Lake Placid's going to get back in the ball game. They got to score in this power play.
They have to.
They got 2 men up, face off into Massena's zone.
7-2, Massena leads it. Off the draw, the puck comes to Sidden. Sidden and Jutra sparring for it. Jutra comes up with it. Back to the point, it goes to Lynn. Lynn, he just has it. 36 seconds and counting. Here's Martin, fakes the shot. Now he's going to take it. Nice glove save by DeRushy. He falls on top of it. And Martin made a real nice play as he went to take the shot, and he would have had a couple of people blocking in front of him, so he waited, and then he did take the shot, got a good shot on net, but a good save by David DeRushy.
They like to set Martin right up in that slot and take that slap shot, Jerry.
Face off with 31 seconds left in the period, 30 seconds in the 2-man advantage for Lake Placid. Off the draw, the puck comes behind the net. Jutra goes after it, picks it up. Jutra in the corner, back to Hudak, left or right point to Martin, right in the center. He takes the shot. That time it's knocked down. The puck laying in the slot. Finally, it's picked up by Quenneville, and he finds the distance and levels it down the ice. Back there is Hudak for it. Hudak for Lake Placid, around behind his own net. He's still got it. Feeding it ahead to David Jutra. Jumps over. His stick comes to Quenneville, and he feeds it ahead. It goes to Canarium. Canarium can't control. Jutra picks it up, fires it from center ice right on as the buzzer sounds, and the period ends with a score: Massena 7, Lake Placid 2. 24 seconds left in the penalty to Hurlbut when we start the third period. But 7-2, Massena with 5 unanswered goals in that second period.
It was a big period for Massena. The first period was pretty even. The score was 2-2. Then Massena really came out fired up in that second period. We got 15 minutes of play to go. Lake Placid is on the power play to start this third period as Mike Hurlbut of Massena in the penalty box.
It'll be Tayo out there to kill it along with Levine, Sidden, and Manley. Off the face-off is Hurley out there with Reed and Gene Jutra. Lynn is one defenseman and Hudak the other. Hudak with the puck now on the backhand, back to center ice. Tom Sidden has the penalty down to 10 seconds. We start this third period. Puck to Sidden at his own blue line for Massena. Off the boards, down into the zone with 1 second left. That'll take care of the penalty. It's up, and we're back to full strength here in period number 2. Puck at center ice, or period number 3, I should say. Sorry about that. Tayo steers it into the Lake Placid zone, right back out again. It comes to Manley at the red line. Manley across the blue line gets by a check. The puck poke checked away from him by Lynn. Manley follows it behind the net. Now to Levine. Levine over to Tayo, right side of the goaltender. Tayo centering right in front. It comes right in front. Manley scores. And that was kind of a busted play as a pass came across from Tayo, but it was deflected by Mike Dyer. But when he deflected it right on the stick of Manley, who was about halfway out, and he just fired it past goaltender Mike Dyer, and all of a sudden it's 8-2 for Massena.
That was not a hard shot. It was an easy shot, and I think Dwyer sort of misjudged the speed of that shot. Right along the ice, Massena 8, Lake Placid 2.
Off the face-off into the Massena zone. Timmy Barnes with it to Mike Quenneville behind the net. Around the boards it goes. It hits Bobby Hart and goes back behind the Massena net, and it's tied up there. We'll have a face-off. Tayo getting the assist, and Andy Thomas picking up an assist. So it's Scott Manley from Todd Tayo and Andy Thomas, I guess. Face off left side, Massena zone. Off the draw, Hartz takes it to center ice. He's still going. He's breaking. He's got Lynn on him. Hart into the face-off circle, right across. Meant for Barnes. It comes back to Quenneville as it got by him. Quenneville now takes it into the face-off circle. Hits Barnes in the slot. Barnes can't get a good shot off. It comes to Underwood at the point. Underwood now into the corner. He and Lynn go together. The puck behind the both of them. Lynn comes up with it and slides it along the boards. Now back behind the net it goes. After it is Barnes. Barnes behind the net. Timmy Barnes. He clears it back to the point. It goes to Hurlbut at the left point. Winds. His shot goes wide. A blast. All the way around the boards. Back on the other side to Mike Quenneville. Quenneville dumps to an open wing. Hard after it behind the net. Poke checked away from him by Lynn. Strack can't come up with a Jutra, just slams it back to the point. Quenville keeps it in, feeds to an open wing again. After it is Underwood. Underwood centering right in front. The puck poke checked back to the point, kept in by Hurlbut. Hurlbut tries to get the shot off. It's deflected into the corner. Barnes after it there. He leaves it for Underwood. Back to Barnes, back to Underwood. Shot just wide. Underwood trying to follow it up. Martin takes it off his stick, trying to tie it up behind the net. Strack comes in to help out, and we're going to have a face-off with 12:49 left to play in the hockey game.
Massena really doing a good job in that offensive end, controlling the puck. I don't think Lake Placid touched that puck more than once in the last 40 seconds in there, Jerry. Underwood really doing a pretty good job along with Bobby Hart in there.
Now Putter Canarium will be out there with Tad Ward and John Ratty. And it is going to be Mike Hurley for Lake Placid.
Right, we got a new set of defense for Messena. Auer and O'Connell.
Auer and O'Connell. O'Connell's been out there once already tonight, but now we see this new pair as the third set of defensemen. Off the faceoff, Ward's quick shot. Nice kick save by Mike Dyer. The puck comes to Hudak. Hudak gets it to center ice. To Gene Jutra. Jutra loses to O'Connell. O'Connell trying to dump it to Ratty. Ratty has to come back for it. We're going to have a penalty. And the penalty is going to be a high stick call, and it's going to go...
It's going to go with Placid.
To Reed, I guess. Is that who? Yeah, that's who's getting up. It'll be Brock Reed with a high sticking call at 12:31. 8-2, Massena leads, and the Raiders go on the power play. And we're going to see a different power play contingent this time, Reg. It's going to be Putter Canarium, John Ratty, and Tad Ward. So the same line stays right out there with O'Connell and Auer playing the points again. Auer has it to O'Connell in his own zone. O'Connell, long headman pass off the boards to Ward. Ward takes it across the blue line, feeds Putter Canarium. Canarium into the corner, back to the point. Mike Auer with it, over to O'Connell. O'Connell just dumps it into the corner. John Ratty going after it along with Hudak. Putter Canarium comes to help out, comes up with the puck. Canarium in the face-off circle, right side of the goaltender, now behind the net. Goes all the way back to the point. Mike Auer winds. No, he fakes the shot. Goes to Canarium. Canarium now in the face-off circle. Can't get the shot off. He's tied up from behind. The puck slides free. It comes to John Ratty. Ratty now in the corner, left side. He's being tied up by Hudak. Hudak somehow comes up with a puck. Poke checks it. Kept in by O'Connell. O'Connell winds. His shot off a leg. Comes behind the net right in front. They score. Massena goes up 9-2. And I think perhaps Putter Canarium will get it.
That was Canarium. That shot was taken from the right point. It hit a player, hit the boards. It took a real weird bounce and bounced into the goalie. And then Putter Canarium is right there. It just slid right into the net. A real bad bounce off the boards for Lake Placid. Massena goes ahead 9-2.
At this point, it's probably too late for bounces or anything to make a difference.
Yeah, very true.
So after a sluggish first period, Massena really pouring on the steam here in the last two periods. And we have Scotty Loran out there now with Joe Puente. And that must be, what, Sidden on the other wing? No, David Romeo. The puck back into the Lake Placid zone again. Up along the boards as they try to get something going. It's Martin. Martin behind his own net now. Has it poke checked away. It comes free. It's picked up by Paul Latorelli. Latorelli back out to center ice. Romeo takes it away from him. Off the boards. Ahead it goes to Joe Puente. Puente can't come up with it, but Lynn does. He can't get it out. Puente follows up, takes behind the net. Tries to center it in front. Now he comes up with it again. Poke checked away from him. Now it comes free to Manley. Manley centering right in front for David Romeo. Doesn't get through. Now Sidden's shot from the point. The save is made. Lynn tries to get it out. Kept in by Joe Puente. He slides it right into the slot. It comes to Loran. He can't get a piece of it. Jutra does. And on the backhand, just laces it down the ice. It's going to go right on net. And we see a change in goaltender from Massena that I just picked up. That's Todd Ward in the net.
Right.
As he must have come in at the end of the last period, or I should say the beginning of this period. Now it's Mike Curley again across the red line. He's taken out of the play. And Loran comes up with a puck. Circles in front of his own net. Scotty Loran. Now he drops the pass back for Manley. Now there's going to be a penalty on Lake Placid. Ward comes off the ice. Massena gets the extra skater on. Tom Sidden. He just dumps it into the corner, follows it in himself. Now coming in there is Sidden behind the net. Sidden looking to pass it. To Romeo, shot, short side, just wide. The rebound, sitting there for Loran. He can't control it. Now it comes back to the point. It comes to Manley, to Sidden. Sidden's got the lane. His shot, save made. The rebound goes into the corner. Sidden after it. He's still got it. Now finally, Lake Placid. No, they still haven't touched the puck. It comes back to Loran at the point. Finally, Lake Placid touches it. We'll have the whistle and the penalty. We're down to 9:52 left to go in the third period. Massena up by a score of 9-2.
So it'll be another penalty, tripping call. And I'm not
sure who got called.
I'm not sure. Wayne Umel, of course, against Lake Placid, I think it's Reed again.
Reed spent a bit of time in the penalty
Brock
box
Reed
tonight.
coming right.
He's back. And so Massena will be on the power play, and we're going to see, let's see here, the normal first line of Tayo, Thomas, and Levine. And it'll be Quenville and Hurlbut at the points. Off the face-off, it goes right up into the stands, so they'll have to come over and get another puck, and we'll do it all over again. John Martin out to try to kill it off, along with Dale Hayes and Hudak and Jutraw. It comes to center ice. That's David Jutraw. And Hurlbut comes back for it, circles into his own zone. Mike Hurlbut feeding it ahead to Levine, to Tayo. Tayo across the blue line, and it's poke checked away by Hayes and cleared down the ice by the Lake Placid Blue Bombers' John Martin. Back for it is Quenville. Quenville feeding it to Hurlbut. Hurlbut loses to Martin. Martin gets by. We've got a 2-on-1 for Lake Placid. Martin's shot goes wide and all the way back down the ice into the Lake Placid zone. And back for it is Peter Levine. Levine and Hudak go together. Who's got the puck? Hudak tries to kick it. It comes free to Tayo. Tayo taken out of the play, gets it back to Quenville. We have a whistle. I think we have an injured player on the ice. That's what the
Lake
reason
Placid
for
player
the whistle
on the
was.
ice over in that far corner. I did not see it. The puck was over in the corner, and then it came toward the middle, and the Lake Placid player on the ice. There was no penalty call. I'm not even sure what happened, Jerry.
But there is an injury on the ice. 42 seconds left in the penalty to Reed. 9:04 left to go in the hockey game. Massena up by a score of 9-2. The injured player still down on the ice.
Massena has the power play as Brock Reed again in the penalty box for Lake Placid.
That's Dale Hayes, who is getting up a little bit slowly.
Okay.
I think he's going over under his own power, so I think he's going to be okay. Probably just the wind knocked out of him. He comes off, he'll get a rest. So now Hudak out there, and Paul Strack comes out to play defense.
Penalties even so far tonight. Massena 9 penalties, Lake Placid 9 penalties.
That's about 6 too many in my book.
It is.
Martin will take the face-off. Comes back to Hurlbut at the point, to Levine. Levine taken out of the play. Martin clears it to center ice. Now it comes from Hurlbut to Quenville. Quenville over to Tayo. Tayo feeding it ahead for Thomas. Thomas in the corner to Levine. Levine taken out of the play by Strack. Thomas follows up. He is taken into the boards. Levine comes to help out. Has the puck now. Martin breaks it up. It goes underneath him. And we'll have a face-off in the Lake Placid zone. 8:42 left to play in the hockey game. 9-2. Massena on top.
And Sandsmore sends out another power play unit. O'Connell and Auer back on the points. Be Underwood, Hart, and Barnes up front.
20 seconds left in the Massena power play. 8:42 in the hockey game. Off the draw. Faceoff comes to Strack. He clears it around the boards. Auer keeps it in at the right point. Dumps to an open wing. Hart chases it down in the corner. Feeds it behind the net. Underwood to Barnes. It jumped over his stick. Does Auer. Auer does a nice job to keep it in. Now to Barnes again. Barnes to Auer. His shot deflected right on. And the save made by Mike Dyer as the puck goes into the wall behind the glass. And we'll face it off again with 8:20 left to play in a 9-2 Massena lead. The winner plays Potsdam for the championship, and it sure looks like it's going to be Massena. Unless a minor miracle, well, actually be a major miracle, wouldn't it, Reg?
It sure would.
Here's Underwood's shot. Oh, boy, did he blast that one, and it went wide. Where's the puck? It was high in the air, and it comes to Reed. The penalty is up, and we're back to full and even strength for both teams. Puck comes back into the Massena zone. O'Connell after it. O'Connell clears it ahead. Lynn keeps it in, goes behind the net. DeRushy stops it and leaves it for Mike Auer. Auer clears it along the boards. Comes after it himself. Now O'Connell gets it to center ice. Now it's dumped right back in the Massena zone. Auer circles again. Has it poke checked away, gets it back again. Now he loses to Reed. Reed taken out of the play, the puck underneath the pile. Now it comes free somehow. Underwood has it. He can't control it. Finally, it's picked up by Mike Auer. Auer feeding it ahead for Underwood. Underwood tries to drop the pass, and it comes to Hart. Hart has to wait for Underwood to get on sides. He does, goes to Barnes. Barnes in on the right side. To Underwood, his shot. The save made, the rebound right in front, and Underwood either couldn't get the shot off or fired it wide. It comes back to Auer at the point. Auer feeding through to Underwood. Underwood dumps to an open wing in the corner about halfway through the third period. Strack picks it up, feeding it ahead. It goes right in front, the shot right on, the save made by goaltender Dyer. And with 7:04 left in the period, it's still 9-2 Massena. We'll take a break for station identification. You're listening to 1340 Radio, WMSA, Massena, New York. We're in the third period in the hockey game, and we're going to have some penalties in that little mix-up. And coming over to the box will be Bobby Hart. And is that it? The high sticking is the call on him. And I think Mr. Reed is going to spend some more time in the sin bin.
Not again.
Yes, again. He steps off for Lake Placid. Matching minors the call. I don't know what Reed's call is, but Hart's
I'm not
is high
sure
sticking.
what Reed's call is, but both he and Bobby Hart going off for a minute and a half.
So we'll be skating 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. 9-2 our score in favor of the Raiders. Off the face-off, Canarium to Manley. His shot, the save made by Mike Dyer. Now Sidden's shot, the save, the rebound. Putter Canarium. Is it behind Dyer? No, it's not. He makes another great save, and Jutrock comes up with it, takes it to center ice. Headmans it to Hudak. Hudak just poke checks it in the Massena zone. Manley there for the Raiders. Manley's tied up. The puck comes free. Jutrock. Now he feeds it into the corner. Manley and Hudak after it. Hudak comes up with it, but Canarium steals his pass. Now back to Sidden behind the net. Sidden over on the other side to Manley. Manley gets by one, feeding it ahead. Oh, he was going for John Ratty, but it's to second. Now Ratty steals the puck all by himself. A breakaway. John Ratty waits, shoots. What a save again by Dyer. And Jutrock clears the puck down the ice, but it's right on, so no icing call. So John Ratty had the breakaway, but Mike Dyer came up big that time to stop it. Now it's Manley behind his own net. Backhand pass comes to Canarium, comes free, and Manley comes back with it again. Manley feeds to Sidden, breaking out left side across the blue line to center ice. Sidden off the boards to Ratty. Ratty's going to take it across the blue line, gets by his man. Here comes Ratty right side, takes it right in front, can't get the backhand shot. Oh, but follows. Oh, he fired it just wide. He had the open net. Now it comes back to Quenneville. He can't get the shot off. Poke checks it to Canarium. It's out to center ice. Martin comes up with it. Martin, he's about 1-on-3, so the puck's taken away from him by Canarium. Back to John Ratty. Ratty has it poke checked away from him at the blue line. Jutrock feeding it ahead. It's Hurley. Hurley trying to get it in the Massena zone, but it got off his stick up into the stands, and we'll have a face-off just outside the Raiders zone. We're down to 5:29 left to play here. Period number 3. Massena well on their way to advancing to the championship game, leading the Lake Placid Blue Bombers by a score of 9-2. A 7-goal lead with 5.5 left is a little bit too far to come back.
I'm afraid so. I guess the matchup between Massena and Potsdam will be realized.
Scotty Loran out there centering Puente and Romeo for the Massena Red Raiders. Puente with the puck in his own zone. Leaves it for Mike Quenneville. Quenneville on the backhand to Loran. Loran takes it across the red line to Puente. Puente poke checked away. Romeo tries to follow up. It comes back to the point. Hurlbut keeps it in, but Clay Lynn clears it back to center ice. Now it's Quenneville right back in the zone as we're down to 5 minutes to play. It comes free. Trying to get it out of there is Jutrock, but the shot taken away by Loran. He takes a shot high over the net. Brock Reed comes up with it as the penalties are up to both players. Now it's Quenneville at his own blue line off the boards. Loran. Loran across the blue line right side. Takes it into the corner. Centering pass. Hits the side of the net. Now back to the point. Hurlbut shot. Nice save by Dyer, and he holds on.
Good save by Dwyer as that puck came out to Mike Hurlbut, and he's got one of the better slap shots in the league. Nice low slap shot, but Dwyer was right there making the save, forcing the face-off to the left in the Lake Placid zone. A lot of pushing and shoving in front of the nets, but I think this time they say, well, no penalties.
We'll let it go.
We'll let it go this time. 4:41 to go. Massena on top, 9-2.
Hurley will take the face-off against Scott Loran. 9-2, Massena on their way to advancing to the championship game. Off the draw. Puck into the corner. Loran trying to chase it down. Goes back to Quenneville at the point. He can't hold on. Here comes Brock Reed again. A partial breakaway, but Hurlbut gets back this time. Reed takes the shot. The save made. Now the puck free to Puente. Puente feeding it ahead to Romeo. Romeo breaking down. He's got Loran with him. Takes it across. Feeds Hurlbut. Hurlbut shot! Just wide. Massena now really putting a lot of pressure on. Now back it comes the other way. It's Gene Jutraw. Jutraw across the blue line. Feeding it through. It's stopped by DeRushy. Leaves it behind the net. It comes free to Puente. Puente trying to get it up along the boards. It comes to Romeo. Romeo overskates it. Has to come back, feeding it to Hurlbut. Mike Hurlbut takes it to center ice. Now across the red line, he just backhands it as Massena will make a line change. Clay Lynn with it as time ticks off. Lynn is going to ice the puck, but it hits our stick, and so it was not icing. O'Connell, head man to Tayo as Tayo steps on. Tayo loses at the blue line, follows it up, but offsides will be called on the play. And we are down to 3:41 left in the hockey game. The score 9-2, Massena Red Raiders. Believe it or not, it was 2-2 at the end of the first period. Massena with 5 unanswered goals in the second period to make it 7-2. They've gotten 2 here in the third period. It is 9-2. Off the face-off, Auer loses it. Martin trying to come up with it. He couldn't. Auer gets it back again. Poke check by Martin. Here comes Martin breaking in the right side. Quick shot. And he fired it wide as he was tied up from behind by Auer. Now the puck comes free to Andy Thomas. Thomas, long head man, is deflected. It comes to Hudak. Hudak over on the other side to Dale Hayes. So Hayes apparently was not seriously injured when the wind was knocked out of him there. The puck is tied up in the back of the Massena net. And they're going to blow the whistle right there. And we're down to 3:12 left in the hockey game. 9-2, Massena leads. And again, if this holds up, we'll be on the air on Saturday at 1 o'clock from the Maxi Ice Arena with a championship game, as the Massena Red Raiders will be taking on the Potsdam Sandstoners. That, Red, should be a dandy.
That should be a game. Both teams, of course, split over the season. Potsdam beating Massena 1-0, Massena beating Potsdam 3-1.
Off the face-off. Puck comes to Auer behind his own cage. He and Jutraw go together. That's David Jutraw. Puck comes free. It's cleared around the boards. Hudak's going to try to keep it in. Thomas can't get it out. Hudak does keep it in. Dumps it to an open wing. Auer after it for Massena. Bangs it off the boards. Kept in by Hayes at the point. Now Thomas steals the pass and starts down. Just slides it into the zone. Tayo chasing it down for Massena. He's taken into the boards by Hudak. We're under 3 minutes to play. The puck comes free to Thomas. Thomas looking for Levine. Centering pass. Levine the shot. Oh, he fired it wide. He had the open net to shoot at, and he missed. Now the puck along the boards, and Martin just tries to tie it up. Puck comes away from him. It's cleared by Hudak, kept in by Auer. Auer has it, takes it in the corner, looking for somebody to pass to. He's taken out of the play. Hayes comes up with it, feeds to Martin. We have a penalty.
We had a penalty to Hudak.
No question about that.
That was a real takedown that time as Auer came in on that left side, tried to go behind the net, but Hudak really collared him, I guess, on that.
Holding is the call.
Right, holding is the call. And Massena will go on a power play. 2:23 to go. 9-2. Of course, the game is out of reach. Lake Placid, I'll tell you, in the third period is really tired. I think the number of bodies have taken their toll. Lake Placid going with 2 lines. Massena now in the third period sending 4 lines out there.
If it had been a 15-minute hockey game, it would have been a dandy, but unfortunately for Lake Placid, 45 minutes is the length of a hockey game. Hart shot from the face-off is high and wide. Comes back to Sidden at the point. Tommy Sidden with a puck now, feeding it behind the net for Underwood. Under it, tried to hit Timmy Barnes. He misfired. Now the puck, as Manley pinches in, it comes free. It comes to Brock Reed. He can't get it out. Barnes keeps it in. A couple of hard checks thrown there. Now Strack with it. Strack breaking down the right wing side, 1-on-3. Reed comes to help him out. Strack tries to pass to him. It's intercepted. Here comes Eddie Underwood, 1-on-2. Now Barnes comes to help out. We've got a 2-on-2 going. Feeds to Barnes. Barnes in the slot. Nice move. Shot. Nice save by Dyer. Dyer looked behind him, but the puck didn't get through. It comes back to Manley at the point. He winds. His shot goes wide. Bounces off the boards right in front of the net. Dyer falls on top of it, and we'll have a face-off. Dyer's made some good saves.
He's made some good saves in this period. He's had 20 saves in the first 2 periods. He's had at least 12 or 13 in this period, Jerry.
48 seconds left in the penalty to Hudak. 1:41 left in the third period. This one's over for all intents and purposes. It will be a Massena-Potsdam final at the Maxi Ice Arena Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. If you can't be there, we'll have it for you right here. Face off right side. It'll be Hurley against Putter Canarium. And we're still waiting for him to drop the puck. They do. It comes back to the point. Big Hurlbut's got it. Over to Quenneville. Quenneville centering it. It was meant for Ratty. He deflected it wide, I believe. It comes to Tad Ward. Ward back to the point again. Hurlbut's blast. The save. A kick save made by Dyer. Now the puck free to Canarium. Canarium in the slot. Backhand shot. Another save by Dyer. The whistle blows and Dyer holds on. And 29 seconds remain in the penalty. 1:22 in the period. The score still 9-2. Massena might be looking for maybe double figures, Reg.
Could be. They've got another power play. The one thing, Massena has scored on 3 power plays. Lake Placid unable to score on any power plays.
They've had several.
They've had a number of. Lake Placid's had 11 penalties. Massena's had 10 penalties. So Lake Placid has had their chances on the power play, but they've been unable to score on the power play advantage.
1:22 left in the period. Off the face-off, the puck back to the point, picked up by Jutra. Dave Jutra takes it to center ice, feeds Martin. Martin is tied up at the blue line. We're going to have another penalty. And it's going to be a high sticking call, and it's going to go against O'Connell, I believe. No, it's going to go against
Ratty,
Puente. Or is that Ratty?
No, it might be Puente. I'm not. That 19?
Yep.
Okay.
Joe Puente picks up the call for high sticking. So that'll even it up for the next
That evens up the penalties. 11 apiece now.
.111 left on the clock. Off the face-off. Lynn trying to get the shot off. Here's a shot by Martin on the rebound. And it's wide. It comes to O'Connell. O'Connell loses to Jutra. Jutra behind the net. Dave Jutra circling in the face-off circle. Slides it. It doesn't get through as Auer stops it. We've got under a minute to play. The penalty to Lake Placid is up. They're on the power play as Massena is content to dump the puck down the ice. 45 seconds and counting. That's all we have left. Strack, his headman to Martin. The score 9-2 in favor of the Red Raiders. So if they get that 10th goal, it's going to have to be a shorthanded one, Reg. Putter Canarium with a puck. He's taken out of the play. The puck comes to Hudak. Hudak circles behind his own cage. 26-25. Hudak's going to rush it himself down the ice. Hudak is shot from just inside the blue line, is knocked down by Auer. Auer falls down. Now he gets up again. The puck comes free. O'Connell after it. He's going to try to tie it up. He does. And we're only 14 seconds away from the conclusion. 9-2 the score. Massena going to win this hockey game. They are going to advance to the championship game against Potsdam. That should be a great hockey game. Certainly looking forward to that one Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Maxi Ice Arena on the Potsdam College campus. Off the face-off, Reed. The backhand shot goes right on to Rush. He steers it in the corner. Manley after it. We're down to 8 seconds. Time ticking away. Martin has it. Tries the wraparound. He scores! And Martin, with 3 seconds left in the hockey game, scores on the wraparound. I think Strack will pick up the assist. And that makes it 9-3. I think that's how it's going to end.
I think that's how it's going to end. We thought it was going to be 2, but really Martin made a good move behind the net. He had Ward going one way. He came the other way and just tucked it in right behind Ward, right next to the post. Lake Placid 3, Massena 9.
Unassisted goal
to Martin.
By Martin, okay. And there's the buzzer, and the game is over. The Massena Red Raiders have defeated the Lake Placid Blue Bombers by a score of 9-3. Well, we saw, 3 goals in that third period, 2 by Massena, 1 by Lake Placid.
Right, pretty much after the first period, Massena pretty much took over the game. It was all tied 2-2 after the first period, but then those 5 goals that Massena scored in the second period, Jerry, that really set up the game for Massena. Lake Placid unable to come back after that, and then we had a lot of penalties. It got to be a little bit of a physical game, and Lake Placid with their, they don't have that many bodies out there. They were tired, I think, in the second period. Also in the third period, I think sort of the numbers told here tonight as the game progressed. So in the third period, 2 goals Massena. Manley picked up a goal at the 51-second mark.